So helping out this guy didn't really pan out very well for us, so this time we're gonna focus solely on helping out the fairy here. And I didn't really feel like losing the fun silver arms that we have, so it's kind of a start from beginning kind of situation that we are going to speed through very quickly. It's a shame that starting a new game didn't really have any money boosting bonuses for us. Instead, it's just a whole bunch of nectar, which we already have the most expensive things anyway. So I guess we could go through and unlock some of the more basic stuff, like this thing, and then Space Guy, and then Bud. And maybe gain some fire elemental arms. That looks like fun. But we're gonna boost ourselves up to $8 very quickly, and then some, so we can immediately upgrade our carry capacity, because I do not like only being able to carry one piece of wood. We also gotta remember that we can chop things in the night, so this will be a little interesting. But let's also immediately upgrade our throw distance as well, because the less back and forth we have to run through, the sooner we can rescue these fairies. And thankfully, the berry bushes still replenish 20 stamina for us, even though I'm pretty sure we only have half of that. But we should be able to be a lot more efficient with our lumber chopping, so that we can get to the fairies as soon as possible. And getting even more throw distance is gonna be great. So we don't even have to leave the trees now to toss the wood back. Very good. Now that we've gone through and upgraded ourselves to maximum once, we can kind of figure what's going to be the most beneficial. Although having more swing power is already going to be beneficial, since we're already to the tier 2 trees, which means we'll need to start saving to upgrade the axe. And being able to toss the wood right as we chop it down is going to be even faster for that. But I'm already sick of not being able to hold a full tree, so more carry capacity and swing power. And now the berry bush replenishes a little less than maximum, which is good because none of the bush is going to waste. Now the first axe upgrade costs 250, which is gross. But at least the bushes are coming back very nicely, so it shouldn't take too much time to get that money. Especially if we stick close to the chipper so we can just throw the wood right away. And sure enough, it's only a couple trees more before we have 250, with $1 over. But we can still upgrade the axe that way, and immediately make more money from chopping down the more expensive trees. So if we can keep up our throw distance, then I think that'll make this go a lot quicker, because then we don't have to waste time running back and forth. So let's get that upgrade again, and then maybe talk to this guy after all, just so we can go through the first couple of things and get the possibility for upgrades right away, like the drone. The drone's gonna be so nice. But of course that means we have to find the parts first, which I don't really want to spend time doing because that was such a tedious task last time, but I do like the idea of the lanterns. We just need 200 mushrooms for those, which we have 1% of. Oh, but the radar's already going. I was wondering because after we built the drone, the game updated and then it showed new spots for the drone parts to be. So this might actually be a lot quicker. So maybe finding the drone's gonna be easier than I thought. That would certainly help. Definitely going in the right direction. Aha, there it is. Oh, this might be so much easier than last time. That is such a relief. First part got. Now let's go back to getting even more money, since the next axe upgrade costs 1,000 already. Goodness, I forgot the scaling of that. But at least we can upgrade our throw distance again, and more swing power, and stamina, and walking speed, I guess. I really hope going down this ending doesn't require us to max out all of our stats again. Probably not, because once we start smashing the boilers, we lose access to the kiosk. So we should probably upgrade our drone as much as possible before we go down that route. Maybe. There's plenty of mushroom caves, but there was still plenty that we found only after chopping down endless amounts of trees. Which, if you guys missed that video, then make sure you go back and watch it, because there's some fun shenanigans that happened. At least we can toss the trees from all the way over here. Although, not gonna lie, getting that special tool would be very helpful here, just because I know I got lost plenty of times last time looking for the fairies. And are we able to one-shot these trees yet? Oh, we can two-shot them. Pretty good. And I also totally forgot we're not supposed to be here after dark. I just want to find where the fairy is, which we are not nearly close enough for. But thankfully, we got enough to upgrade our throw distance again, as well as our swing power, which does keep us from getting to the tier 3 axe sooner. But if we can chop down the tier 2 trees a lot quicker, then that'll still be good. Especially because we're just continuing to go deeper and deeper into these trees. Again, and I'm pretty sure we needed to cross here to get to the first fairy. Aha, there it is. And we should have enough power to get there right away. Oh, just barely not. Oh, that's so annoying. Well, at least there's plenty of wood for us to pick up. And we're just gonna keep going with this until we eventually black out. But man, I forgot how unseeable this place is without the lantern. Get one more haul of logs in, yes. And then we just let the darkness take us. So at least now we have the stamina to get to the ferry finally. One hit later. Oh, I guess it takes a bit of energy to break them out too. Well, that's one so far. Oh, and the next part is over here too. Oh, that's huge. Now, unfortunately, just finding all the parts wasn't enough before. We need 200 mushrooms again anyway, but I can see the pile right there. Just gotta carefully manage stamina to get there, and it's gonna be just short again, because of course, but at least there's a bush right here. Good. So that's 2 parts down. And we should definitely stop at this mushroom cave to at least afford some upgrade and start chopping trees that are within throw range, just so we can get more upgrades way sooner. At least the tier 2 trees are in 3 hits now, so that makes this process way faster. Now it is nighttime, but we are just shy of 1,000, so hopefully we can balance the dark fog enough to get all the amount that we need, and thankfully we can. Good. But we have to be like right next to the chipper for that to dissipate, so that's fun, I guess. Level 3 axe. And sure, I guess more walk speed. Oh, and it actually doesn't show us where the drone pieces are anymore. Only where the boilers are. Well then. Now I don't quite remember if a tier 3 axe is enough to get to that ferry there, but I do know that tier 3 trees exist back here. That, oh yes, one shine the level 1 trees. Always good. But the level 3 trees that are back here will let us earn money way faster. And maybe there's another drone part over here. Or is this the one that we got to? Okay, so I guess the other spots can exist, but that doesn't mean they'll have drone pieces. That is honestly a little more annoying. But here's the level 3 trees, and thankfully we're still in tossing distance. So we can still get a good amount of money from these things until we run out of stamina. I don't really want to waste money buying the energy drinks either. So we'll just work with what we have off of these berry bushes and bank as much as we can off of these level 3 trees. And upgrading the swing power should make that a lot better, and more max stamina again. And sure, more carry capacity, just ignoring the sprint endurance. And there was a ferry this way, right? Yes, kind of far away. So we're already back up to 1,000 monies, which it takes 2,500 to upgrade the axe further. And then at level 4, we should be able to get everywhere that the fairies are without any more need to upgrade. Unless we want to make chopping down trees a lot easier, which we can boost ourselves to do that, because that doesn't cost quite as much upgrades to get through. Although I'm really tempted to upgrade the throw distance already again. Although since it's only been a couple more trees to get us over 2,000, we might as well just get to the axe upgrade right before it lights out. So we get a level 4 axe right away. So that should make trailblazing a whole lot faster. Although now we need the money again to upgrade our throw distance once more, because we are wandering pretty far away from our throw spot. But I also know the ferry is right along the edge here, past that bridge. But let's take a moment and get to that throw distance upgrade. If we could throw from the bridge, that would be a huge benefit, since we have even more trees to clear through over there. And $1,200 should be enough for another throw distance upgrade. Thankfully it is. And let's do, yeah, carry capacity again. So 3 trees can go straight away. Although sadly the throw distance increase doesn't feel too crazy right now, at least compared to the last upgrade. But now we have access to the bridge, and the ferry's just over there. Or we kind of have access to the bridge. Get out of here. And I'm really hoping we can get a beep here soon for another drone part, but I'm not sure how likely that is. Also the fact that I can't reach that is just super annoying. It's like, what, are you afraid of a little water? Now the ferry should be just over this way, hopefully visible soon, which I think also makes it the only ferry over here. And thankfully there's enough berry bushes over here that we can continue our stamina a little bit more. I just want to see the ferry, even if it is getting to be nighttime, which unfortunately we can't do. And we're far enough away, the fog is probably gonna take us again. Oh, but we can toss that last armful. We're just in time. So somehow we get back here before all the logs do. Not gonna question it. Although I guess while we were back there, we probably could have seen about another upgrade, but I'm pretty sure the next throw distance one was 2,000. And that's the only one I really care about this far in. Thankfully though, we don't need it to get to the next ferry. So that's 2 down, right in front of the elder trees that we're not gonna worry about this time. Unfortunately too, no drone beeps. But sure enough, there were no more fairy lights over here. We probably are gonna need to continue that way regardless to get to the boiler, but one thing at a time. And let's just get a few more trees out of here that are in throw range. So we actually are at 2,000. We could buy another throw distance or another upgrade. And I think, yeah, throw distance and max stamina. Just kind of hoping to bounce around to the fairies that are going to be the easiest to get to. I know that one there and that one there are going to be the most painful to try and reach. Let's go for this red one here next. At least now these tier 1 trees are super easy to get through. So let's just not stop for anything. Making our way to a berry bush, very good checkpoint. And can we one-shot the tier 2 trees now? Oh, 2-shot. But at least we found one of the mushroom logs, so we get all of those and get a nice amount of mushrooms out of it. I also don't like the fact that there's crickets already because it's only halfway through the day cycle. But if we get our swing power to level 6, then that should one-shot the tier 2 trees. And sure enough, that is the case. Yes, we can really blaze through this now to a mushroom cave and to the bridge that's down this way. And that should mean we can 2-shot the, oh, still 3-shot the level 3 trees. That's fine because the fairy is right here. We're making really good progress getting to these fairies now that we know where they're at and what it takes to get there. Still no drone beeps over there though, and that's the worst part about it. Now, do we keep suffering our way to that fairy there or go somewhere else that might be a little easier? Maybe that yellow one there. Also, just to kind of confirm a suspicion I have if they corrected the map in the kiosk, because it was kind of a doozy to see if it was facing the correct way or not, but now it might be facing the correct way. So here the bridge, is it just me or does it seem closer? Or it just seems that way because we're blazing through the trees a lot faster. That would also do it. And now the yellow fairy is over that direction, but I'm also kind of hoping over here there's gonna be a drone piece. Well, at least we can get to yet another mushroom cave. So I'm pretty sure the map is still flipped because there was definitely more distance going that way to get to the bridge than this way. Well, at least we know that. And the next swing power upgrade costs 2,000, which we're almost there to. But man, now I see why people are pushing me to upgrade throw distance a lot sooner. But we're still gonna push in as far as we can until we have to probably turn around because of daylight, or also because of energy going empty, but not before throwing back some of these tier 3 logs. That we'll just keep doing until the darkness takes us. Ooh, and we actually have just enough to upgrade our swing power. Good. I'm really hoping to take out those tier 3 trees in one hit. And sadly, that last batch that we had didn't quite make it all the way back, but it's fine. But there's still 3 hits, so that's annoying. Oh, but there's this mushroom cave again. This one looks familiar. Kind of. Ooh, but now we're in range of another drone piece. Or, we were. I guess it's back this way. So let's stop here, get this batch of mushrooms, and we're starting to go far away from it. So it's over this way? I think yes. Aha, there it is. Oh goodness, right next to a rock. So we can pluck it, and that's all the parts that we need. Good. Getting that way sooner. Now, unfortunately, we're still 30 mushrooms shy of being able to afford the drone now, but maybe this cave will get us there. Definitely not. I'm also not sure what's more valuable right now, the drone or a lantern. I feel like the answer is the drone, but we can still upgrade our own carry capacity, which will help clear out this batch of trees. Now we should keep our eye out for another mushroom cave, which that might be one over there. Oh, yes it is. So now we have enough now we have enough mushrooms for the drone, not drones for the mushrooms. But now I think what I want to save up for next is definitely throw distance. But at least now we can buy the drone. Excellent. Okay, now we're up to the tier 4 trees down this path, which hopefully the fairy isn't too much further along, although it's pretty hard to tell offhand, and my memory ain't so good about how long it took to get to the fairies. But I do know I am sick of running back to this bridge to throw some logs, so let's work on getting that 4.3 thousand that we need. Who knows, there might be another mushroom cave over here, which I sure hope so, because upgrading that drone would certainly help. But we are able to make quite the clearing out here with just the axe. At least we can come over here back to the tier 3 trees right next to the cabin because the upgraded throw distance that we have lets us cover all these trees. So we can very quickly get to the amount that we need. So throw distance goes up yet again, which that is probably going to be the last upgrade of that for a while. And my goodness, I didn't realize how much of a clearing we made here. Thankfully, we can very clearly tell that the fairy's over this way. Might as well chop a direct line to it through these tier 2 trees because they're one-shottable. And the throw distance is right back here. I guess that's a little better, but what I really like about it is being able to be right at the edge, almost, of the tier 3 trees, so we can throw even more of those back. And the drone is just kind of doing whatever until we get more mushrooms. And thankfully the tier 4 trees are actually very easy to handle, same as the tier 3. Good. Kinda hoping we can see the fairy from here though, and I don't think we can. I'm just glad these are just as easy to get through, even though I have no clue where I'm going anymore, but the further away from the house I think the better, even though the wood that we're carrying is kind of a lost cause getting back there. We really should be saving up for that lantern now, I feel like. Ah well, we have just enough mushrooms for a drone upgrade, so let's give it more energy capacity. And I'm really hoping we can just beeline to the ferry, but the twisty turniness of the cliff sides here really don't allow that. And I guess we made it back that far before blacking out. But I suppose that does mean that the drone, or not the drone, the ferry is more so this way. So we were still going the right way, that's good. So at least we can stop by these berry bushes on the way and clear them up. And see that a cave is right over there, which if I remember right, that might be that horseshoe cave that leads us closer to the ferry. Good. Although our chopping stamina doesn't even last a full day, so I'm not really that pressed to get a lantern. We'll just end our days by throwing back as much wood as we can. And upgrading our maximum stamina now. And I guess we could do both, so carry capacity as well. And we're just one mushroom shy of yet another drone upgrade. I feel like we should get this upgraded as much as possible before the kiosk inevitably closes because we did some bad things. Since we should still be able to use this even if the kiosk closes. More capacity. Maybe also gain a lantern before the thing closes would also be good. So we get right to this cave, and actually this is not the horseshoe cave. But it does have a horseshoe turn, although I'm more curious if this has enough mushrooms in it to get us to lantern buying territory. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. We're gonna collect all of it anyway. Oh, wait, is this just a dead end? This cave is just a dead end, so that's not very helpful. I guess to circumvent a couple of trees, I guess it is. But thankfully the fairy's right there. So that's another one freed. Ooh, and another mushroom log. Good. Now, I very much have no idea if we'll make it back in time. Kinda doubt it. Which is really too bad, but at least that's another fairy down. I think there's only 2 left. So let's see if we can get to that one there, because I'm pretty sure that's closer. Going a little out of order, but at least we can toss all the wood that's over here back. And then I think there's enough clearing here to see the fairy light at the worst time of day to try and see it. Oh, we can make quick work of these trees anyway, so might as well make a clearing here. So we can see it over there. Although we gotta follow this cliff for a while to get over there, which is annoying. Ooh, okay, I think this is the big cave that I was thinking it was. Yep, I recognize that world seam anywhere. Sadly, acquiring all these mushrooms takes quite a bit of time, so it's nighttime by the time we get here anyway. Well, let's still make a clearing and see where we end up, or where the light is, that is. Just chopping trees until our lights go out. But sure enough, if we finish off that cave, then that should get us to 200 to buy a lantern, because there's still so much cave we haven't harvested yet. So sure enough, we get to the amount that we need with interest, 267 mushrooms. Excellent. Now, I would like this clearing to be an actual clearing, please, because I have no idea where to go from here. Okay, and thankfully, most of the clearing is that way, because that's where the fairy is, which also happens to be next to some elder trees, but thankfully we don't need to worry about those. Unfortunately, this is the second bundle of logs that we're going to leave in the dark. It's whatever though, I'm sure our drone will find it. Though I think it is about time we got more sprint endurance and walking speed, because we have a lot of ground to cover. And thankfully, wow, that made a huge difference. And I could have swore the pile was a lot bigger than this. Did some it up on top of the cave? I sure hope not, that would be awkward. This would be really interesting if we chopped down every tree except the elder trees. At least we found the bridge that right across from it is tier 4 trees. Actually, these are still tier 3 trees, but the fairy is right there. Beautiful, speeding through this. Okay, now let's try to actually turn this wood in, how about? Since we're gonna need so many more upgrades, although we do have a lot of nectar now. I also totally forgot to buy a lantern. Well, it doesn't matter, because we found another cave here that'll push us to 300 mushrooms. So now we should be able to buy quite a few drone upgrades too. So at least we are able to get back to the area that we can throw logs at, and back to the kiosk, so time to buy a lantern. Beautiful. Not even gonna worry about changing the color. It matches my arms. Although we do have a lot of nectar now, so we could probably get some different arms if we want. Some ice elemental. Wow, looking like Dr. Manhattan here. Or just buy some fun looking coins now, like forest gems, plumber pennies. That doesn't really matter. I like the way this is. And now we can get, yeah, just a lot of upgrades for the drone. How about more recharge rate, speed again, more speed, and more capacity. That should help you out. Okay, now there's one fairy left and it's back there, which sucks because I'm pretty sure that was the one I had a difficult time reaching before. Well, at least we have a lantern and lots of chopping ability that we should be able to reach there. I just remember pretty sure that we had to go through a cave to get to that fairy as well. But of course the clearing here isn't helpful, though I think it's back that way. Let's just create a clearing on this side of the bridge, maybe. Okay, sure enough, it is over that way. Yep, we get to this fairy stand and then it's immediately to the left. Which thankfully all of these trees are nicely in a line that we can chop down a lot of them and reach some good places already. Like more mushroom caves. Don't even care about changing color anymore for the lantern. All drone abilities before we close the kiosk. The sucky thing is all this distance we have to walk back to throw in the logs because I'm pretty sure this path has the longest distance, well, maybe second longest, that we have to walk back before we can throw these things, which is not a vibe. At least we have the power of lanterns, so we can keep chopping these down and throwing logs without needing to worry about making it back in time. Whoop! And drone is over here too. Hi there. If I don't look down, I like to imagine that it's my arms that are illuminating everything. Just the little things. And hopefully now that we can start throwing back some of these tier 4 trees, which we're able to carry 3 different tiers of wood right now, which is kind of cool. But with all of these, we should be able to spend a lot larger amounts of money to get more throw distance again. And I did learn my lesson before. We're gonna carve through the middle of the trees because that should give us more likelihood of running into the fairy stand. Man, the drone is still working like crazy. I love it. And it's actually catching up to us a little bit, which is pretty surprising, honestly. But also we're not as far into the trees down this path as we were down other ones, so we're still making sure these trees are closest for the drone. Pretty good, I think, because there's a lot of tier 4 over here. And I do believe I saw some tier 3 trees further down this way, or I thought so. I guess they were down that way maybe. And one more delivery should do it. And yes, 8,000. Oh wait, was it 8,000? Oh, 8.5? Really? All right, fine. There's enough trees over here that I can chop down in one go. That should do it. There we go, 103 throw distance. Plus enough mushrooms to upgrade our drone's recharge rate again. So now we can toss all the way from this bridge, and then some. Excellent. But not too much more, sadly. Now let's clear out the trees here, I think, because I feel like I need another clearing. But this clearing still does not make it easy to see. Actually, can't even see it at all. Where is it? I can see it from the bridge, but that's about it. But at least it does seem more this way as opposed to more to the left. So at least we can keep going that way. And then quickly run back home to upgrade our max stamina again. Although before we go back that way, I want to cut this way to hopefully get to another point where we can throw the wood back without having to run all the way back. Oh, and thankfully we can, right at the edge of these tier 3 trees. Super good. Big money to be made here. Okay, that's most of that cleared out, so now let's continue. Even though there's still a whole bunch of wood down this way, I honestly just want to chop down the tops of these trees and leave the trunks just to have more of a clearing without as many swings. And then we can chop the trunks down when we need to actually progress. And also stop at these mushroom logs here. Ooh, is this the cave that I think it is? I think it is. The one with a giant center in it. And I would say yes it is. So that gives me a better sense of where we are, which means that the fairy is more this way. And then there was a J turn here. Okay, so we were going the right way. It's just a matter of how far this way is the right way. I think it was more this way, actually. Although we need way more of a clearing to confirm that. At the very least, we can toss back logs from this cave entrance over here. So that would explain the tier 3 trees. I couldn't quite remember. But now we're actually up to $12,000 too. So more swing power and probably carry capacity again. Ooh, I can see the elder trees right there. That should be a good indicator that we're getting close to the fairy. But we can't go that way anymore thanks to the elder trees. So that should mean that it's over this way. Or that's also blocked off by elder trees. Well, isn't entirely? I think it is. Can we speed ramp our way over there? No. Is there a cave that we should have gone through that we passed? Still can't see the fairy light over here. I really hope we didn't take a wrong turn somewhere. Okay, I can still see it, but that means going this way, which we can't anymore, and there's this dirt wall here that's kind of annoying. Is this the horseshoe cave and that's just blocked off for reasons unknown? Or, you know what, maybe we just took a wrong turn and we're supposed to go down this way. That would make more sense. Okay, I think right here is the horseshoe cave. Or at least the suggestion of a horseshoe, that really opens up over there. But sure enough, there's the horseshoe I was thinking about. Which means that last fairy should be somewhere around here. There, yes! Sadly though, we don't have the energy for this. So let's throw the logs from here, make a whole bunch of money, and then use the fun little fast travel method. And upgrade our drone while we're here, because we have 153 mushrooms now. So definitely more speed. Oh, as the drone delivers. Nice. And then more recharge rate and more energy. You know, I tabbed out for a little bit and I think I broke the drone. Is that what happened last time? That might have been what happened last time. Well, thankfully we don't need the drone to get all the way over to the last fairy. Finally. Definitely quicker than last time though. That should be all of them. Now, unfortunately, this means that we're also gonna have to work pretty hard to get to all the boilers, but thankfully there's only 3 of those. And I wonder if we upgrade the drone once that'll fix it. I sure hope so anyway. It would be nice to get money, just passively. So another 91 logs delivered long distance. And then hopefully fixing the drone with this. It did not fix it. Well, it was fun while it lasted, buddy. But now that should be all the fairies. Yes! 3 boilers will overload the factory, and then we unlock them. After that, we will all have to leave. Yep, sure enough, we do that. I take it you're ready to betray the gnomes and put an end to their tyranny over the forest. Stand back, I have enough power now to break out of here, then I'll unlock the boilers. I don't know how we can ever thank you, but you kept your word, and perhaps after this, they won't threaten any more forests. Farewell. Boop. And, well, we have to start all of this. Breaking the boiler will seal off access to the kiosk. Well, the drone is basically broken anyway, but we do have one more thing to say to you. Is this your doing? The fairies are liars, don't trust them, stick to the job. We'll get this all restored soon, but if you don't, you'll be in violation of your terms. And thankfully, resetting the game resets the drone. Good. Now, the problem is once we find one boiler, we're gonna lose access to the kiosk. Now, the thing is, breaking the boiler loses access to the kiosk, so we should probably find them all first before we break them. Or at least know where to go. So down this way. Once we pass this bridge, we need to go this way down the forest, which is also tier 2 trees, so that's helpful. But it is also quite the long path to the boiler. At least there's some mushroom caves on the way. And it is quite a shame that the paths that the boilers go down is not the same as the portals to fast travel. And I certainly hope I'm not sidestepping the boilers any. Oh, sure enough, I was sidestepping it. Okay, but now we have a path all the way to one boiler, and we are not breaking that yet. So that's the one right there, and then to get to the one over there, we need to cross that bridge and then stick to the right as much as possible. Or we take a shortcut through that cave there. I think we might have a lead to that, given our fairy freeing escapade. So really it's just a little bit past that. Need to make sure we plan this out properly before we break them. I know I keep saying that, but leave it up to me to forget where the objective is. Thankfully though, we cleared out a good amount of area over there anyway. Oh, and the drone's over here. I just saw its beam. Yeah, there it is. Look at you go. And thankfully there's enough berry bushes on the way to top up our stamina. But we need to go through the cave here. And honestly, it's worth picking all the mushrooms in here so we can upgrade the drone before the kiosk closes. I don't think we're going to be able to upgrade all the drone abilities, but we should be able to max out the ones that we care about the most. And now on the other side of this cave, we just need to stick to the right a little bit, and that should get us to boiler number 2. And at least if we run out of stamina on our way over here, then we can throw all the lumber we have back to the base from inside the cave. And that should get us enough money to get our throw distance to maximum. Yes! Could have bought an axe upgrade, but it's oh well. We're definitely gonna be making more money before we break things. Hey, and the drone just delivered. Nice. Oh, I think I see it. I see it. Boiler number 2. And as always, that's the end of the trail. So we just have one more boiler to find, which is the one that's on a different path than the rest of these. And thankfully with a maxed out throw distance, we don't have to run nearly as far. We can still just teleport back before all the logs are in, which is weird. We were over there. Whoop, and there's a drone, thank you. Doing so good, let's give you another upgrade. We could max out the speed. I think we'll do that, and then another upgrade to energy capacity. Okay, so now the last one is the one that's over that way? No, not quite. We have to follow the pipe over there, I'm pretty sure. And then hang right at the bridge, which I guess we made it actually pretty far deep into here without diverting over that way. Or I guess the fairy thing is here, so we do keep going this way. At least I'm hoping we didn't overshoot a path diversion, which I don't believe we did. And I totally didn't realize that we were still in tossing distance with all these trees. So might as well just keep tossing them, since another upgrade to swing power would definitely be good. Although we're kind of, I think, at a limit for how strong we can get without upgrading the axe tier. So we should probably save up for that. Thankfully, upgrading ourselves is independent of the kiosk. I also feel like there's gonna be something extra after we break these boilers, because there was that jail cell that we found that we couldn't get into. So are we gonna end up in there once we break all the boilers? Probably, but then it's like, what do we do when that happens? I have no idea, but the third boiler is here. So do we break them now? I'm still really worried about what happens. Well, we're empty on energy anyway, so why don't we go back to base? We don't have nearly enough mushrooms to upgrade the drone anymore, so I don't think that's worth pursuing anymore. Oh, and we actually can sharpen the axe right now, so let's do that. Now we should be able to get everywhere quickly and deal with anything that happens after, as well as get more max stamina, sure, and more sprint endurance and walk speed. Okay, so now's the day of destiny. We're gonna break the boilers. It's just a shame that they have to be on completely opposite ends of the forest. But let's start with this one that we just cleared a path to. I also want to see, can we one-shot these? We can two-shot them. Is that the same for the tier 4 trees? Nope, still 3. Well, here we go. Boiler 1, break. Oh dear. Okay, whistleblower. Now the whole forest is red. Great. No turning back now. Oh, the time also paused. What is gonna happen next? How is the time gonna pause? Are we in a simulation? Is that gonna be the takeaway from this? I feel like something's about to chase me too. Red arms were the incorrect choice here. Also, what is that? Is that a spotlight? Oh, do we have to avoid capture while we're doing this? I don't like that idea. Oh my. Oh, I just looked up. Wow. Okay. Maybe this is a simulation? That is terrifying. Oh, and something is broken here. Hi. Oh, that's a fissure. Oh, we are fully dismantling the forest. And sure enough, the kiosk is broken. And there's search drones everywhere. Oh, so those are the other ones that were on the kiosk. Okay then. I see. Great. Okay, now it's time to go south this way, or I guess quote-unquote south, to the other 2 boilers. Oh, hi there. So let's just run past you. I feel like if we get caught by the drones, then we end up in the jail cell. And I thought that was another searchlight, but nope, it was just a rock. Oh dear, another fissure. Thankfully we can walk over that. Spotlight crossing, cross faster. Oh boy, this is not the kind of stress I want in my life, but it's the kind that I'm getting, I guess. So 1 boiler was over this way. Oh boy, this is stressful. Can we even throw logs back into the thing and get money from it? I don't think we can get money from the logs anymore. Nothing happened. Okay, but up here, down here, over here, is there gonna be a lot of search drones around the boiler too? I sure hope not. I haven't seen any search drones for a while and it's kind of making me nervous. Okay, here's another boiler. So break. Oh, break again. Break more. More hits? How many hits do we gotta do here? Is it already broken? I assume it's broken, it's sparking, but why can't I keep hitting it? Maybe it is broken, actually. I don't want to waste stamina testing that further. Let's just get to boiler 3. Oh boy, this is making me feel things that I don't want to right now. Capital of which is anxiety. But that raises another question. We saw drone number 2 out of 3 at the kiosk. So what in the world is drone number 3 gonna be like? I don't know, but now, oh, we actually can make money. Okay, that's interesting. I guess the chipper is independent of the kiosk, so there is that. But now we have to make sure that we're going the correct way for this one here, and I can see more searchlights over there. Never mind the giant things in the sky, but we did have to pass through the cave, so we are on the correct path here. But this honestly feels kind of worse. I'm just expecting a giant eyeball right there. And I don't know if the drone is still doing things. It's still losing charge, so maybe it is. Okay, there's another searchlight. Are they getting faster? I have no idea. I'm not sticking around to find out. I have a beeline to the boiler, and I'm taking it. There it is, boiler 3. Okay, let's smash it. Smashing. Oh, oh, the cellar opened up. Okay, so we gotta get back. We gotta get back. Of course we do. I wonder if the unstick method works here. That would be really interesting if it did. But I also worry that would drop me right into a spotlight. I mean, we can get as far back as the cave, so we have a good progress going there. Oh, this is just so nerve-wracking. If there is a point of failure, I don't want it to be now. Let's just do ourselves a favor and not get caught. As there's a searchlight right there, because of course there is. And it's sweeping the long way, because of course it is. Oh, it's going down the path that I need too. Is it coming back? Or is it just going? It's just going. So you can go and we will be gone. Okay, quick breather. Thank you, drone, for continuing to deliver money. Just gotta be careful of more searchlights. It is currently dark right now, and there's more. Oh gosh, there was more of them. Just gotta be extra careful that we don't get caught in the middle. And we can keep going this way. And this is the south part of the encampment too. So we should be right by the cellar door. Yes, in we go. Oh, escape, escapee. Hey, we escaped. The Saboteur ending, wow. So the whole forest is currently blowing up right now. I'm not sure the fairies wanted this, but it's what they're getting. Oh dear, and our cabin's blowing up too. That is very not good, I don't think, but that was it. Oh, wow, okay. We have saved the forest, question mark? We got both endings, so that's cool. But then, what was the jail cell? I'm pretty sure we would have ended up there if we got caught. But then, is that just done? But both endings, so is that like a secret third ending where we get caught? Or is that just like, oh, you got caught, gotta start from over here? I'm not sure. But we have done the other ending for Lumberjacked. Wow, that was more nerve-wracking than the other one, but very cool. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and sub to Intern.